Welcome to another video to Sony Xperia Z3 Compact in an unboxing. This is again a small version of the Xperia Z3, which were both announced at the IFA 2014 a few days ago here in Berlin. But it's coming to market in a few days already, so we got a test sample and we are going to show you guys what's inside the box after we just check out a little bit the box from the outside. So you can see I have the white version, you saw it here on the front, but there's of course more color options available, so you can choose between red, mint and black. Now the white one is for the first time also white in the front, and we have similar color options actually on the Z3, but the design is a little bit different there, as you will see when we unbox that. Now here we have the brand new Snapdragon 801 processor inside, which is still quad core, but with 2.5 GHz. We have a 20.7 megapixel G sensor, Sony lens here inside the camera on the back, which is the same I guess as in the Z1 Compact, but now we can also record 4K video with this one on the 16 gigs of internal memory or the up to 128 gigs micro SD that you can put inside. It's still water resistant, IP68, which means that you can take it for underwater for about half an hour, 1.5 meters deep. We have the latest Android 4.4.4 installed, and so on, as you will see in a second when I'll take it out of the box. I did it once, so it's not that hard for me to show you guys that we have here the phone itself, which I will take a closer look at in a second. First, let's see what else is inside here, like for example the micro USB cable, which is not that special of course as the standard charger here with 1.5 amps at 5 volts, so that's just a standard charger, but it should charge the smartphone in about 2 hours because the battery inside is 2600 milliamps. Then we have headset inside, in-ears, and of course different sizes of headsets here, and also something to read, which is not that interesting right now, so I will just leave the paperwork inside the box and close it up again. So let's take a look at the phone itself, and we will also compare it to other phones like the Apple iPhone 5S and the iPhone 6 in the future when it comes out in 2 days. So we have here the Sony Xperia Z3 Compact. I love the design because it's the perfect size, and if you are an Apple guy, then you will see that the Apple iPhone 5S is almost exactly the same size. It's about 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter higher here, the Sony. A little bit wider, but it's still quite perfect. Even if you hold it totally here, you can reach the top corner and you don't have to reach out like this, like a lot of people don't like with bigger smartphones. But we have a 4.6-inch display here inside. On the back we have here again the beautiful camera with one flash, NFC, Sony logo, Xperia logo here on the bottom. It's glass on the front and the back. I have a protection foil right now on it. We'll take it off in a second. On the sides you can see that it's 8.6 millimeters thick, which means that it's 0.3 millimeters thicker than the iPhone, but again, who cares? It's a beautiful device. We have a microphone on the bottom, here a little space where you can put in a strap for putting it around your hands. Let me put away the iPhone, you saw already enough. We have here, of course, the possibility to put inside our nano SIM card, which is quite easy. You just have to pull out here this little plastic thingy and put in your SIM card the right way. It's not hard to put it in the right way because there's only one way. I can close this up again to make it waterproof. Then here there is the docking connector, so you can charge it via dock, so you don't have to open up here this other flap where we will actually find the micro SD card slot and the micro USB, which is also MHL and has all kinds of other standards which you will use for charging if you don't have a dock. But I can tell you for 20 or 30 bucks it's quite a good buy to just get a dock. So 3.5mm headphone port, which is still waterproof even though it's open, microphone again, on and off switch here, volume rocker, and a dedicated camera button. Dual speakers on the front, which is quite handy. And let me turn on the phone and while I still talk a little bit about the design, which is actually quite beautiful. Let me take off the covers from the front and the back. Here we go. Back and front, so we can try out the camera in a second. I already did the first setup, so we don't have to go through that, like which language, what Wi-Fi, and so on and so on. It just feels quite well in your hand. And I have here again the bigger one, the Z3, so you guys can see 5.2 inches against 4.6 inches. What the difference is, of course, there is a little bit of a size difference here. If I put them on top of each other, you can see that especially. but we will do a comparison video about that in a few hours also. So till then, I just want to show you that, for example, here the design of this see-through plastic of the corners or the whole border here of the Z3 Compact is quite beautiful, and I actually even love it more than the real metal here on the Z3. It feels different on the Z3, but here the plastic see-through shininess is also looking really well on the Z3 Compact. On the back, of course, similar design, nothing special there, same cameras and same LEDs and everything. So let's just check out the software. So you can swipe to unlock, and you can see here already how fast the 2 gigs of RAM work inside here. This only HD 4.6 inch screen, but it's totally enough on the size. You don't need more pixels because it's still really amazingly sharp. If you go into settings, I can really show you that we have Android 4.4.4 running, so really the latest Android that's out there. Android KitKat, you can see it right here. And let's just try those cameras by just pressing here the camera button, getting something like here the Z3, and hitting the shutter button, and then we can take a picture. If I turn around the camera, you will see that we have beautiful selfie camera inside. I can turn it around quite quickly. You can see here a little cocktail bar in the back and the picture on the wall up there. It's really a fast camera with amazing picture quality. Otherwise, I want to show you guys, of course, also a short comparison with the Samsung Galaxy S5 Mini, which should be the same size because we have here also a 4.6 inch screen, but you can see the difference is there, that it's still higher. It's not it's actually also waterproof. We will try both out, but you can see here again in thickness, I think the Sony wins, and design wise, especially since I just like the metal and a glass more than this plastic and fake leatherish stuff. But yeah, you have to decide for yourself. So this was a really short hands-on or unboxing with the brand new Sony Xperia Z3 Compact. After the IFA, more of course coming up, especially a review. Thank you much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Balazs, and thank you much for